Zero. Hey, hey, hey. My GPS was doing that strange thing again. I said it and then I came live and then it disappeared. And I definitely need my GPS for this one because I have to go to work a new way. And I don't know this way. Oh, it still ain't great turn yet. See what I'm saying? I'm going all wrong. This is funny. I'm trying to just figure out my route. Yeah, it's time to go back to work. I was off for the last few days because I was finishing my move. So, oh, let me find out I could have stayed in LA. Okay, we good. Yeah, I was finishing the move or whatever, so I just went on and took off to make sure that I got everything done. Now we on the way. It's so scary. Knowing me, I'm going to find a way to get to the other freeway that I normally take and take that route because I don't like when I'm familiar with a road, I like going on that road, that route. I know the other highway ain't far from the house, but I'm gonna roll with this tonight because I ain't investigate earlier to find out what I might have needed to know.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto the I-264 West ramp to downtown Norfolk.
It's nice over here. Look at me. Look at her. I'm forever sightseeing or whatever you want to call it.
Turn right onto the I-264 West ramp, then merge onto I-264 West.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna have to find. I don't know. We'll see how I drive on it this night. But other than that, all is well. I figured I'll pop on. You know how I do when I'm going to the late night. I should have been at work yesterday, but like I said, I was moving. And
continue on I-264 West for 1 mile.
And all that good stuff. So here I am, headed in to make the donuts. Now it'll be interesting to see how to see how the you know what I'm trying to say, the connection works, because you know when I'm going the other route the connection be jacking up. But other than that, it's been a pretty good weekend. I ain't do much. Like I said, I moved, so I had a little bit of work to do at the salon this weekend, so I took care of that. And oh, this is like going to my church, because I go to exit right there.
In a quarter mile, use the right lane to stay on I-264 West.
I took care of those young ladies. So I still have a dilemma with one, because I'm trying to figure out the product for different people. And I think I was telling you about the two ladies that said they were having
use the right lane to stay on I-264 West.
Issues maybe with the product, and I said we had
continue on I-264 West for 3/4 of a mile.
I said we have to, try to figure out what's not working for them and all that good stuff. So they both have come back, and so far so good with the one, but the other one called back and she's still having issues. So what I had to do was go into the product and get a list of the ingredients for her to find out if she's has any kind of allergic reactions to anything. So we've done that.
In a quarter mile, keep right to continue on I-464
Okay.
south. Follow signs for Chesapeake.
So, yeah. So we're in that process now. I told her I would send her a list of the things that's in the product, and I think we might have found the culprit,
Keep
which
right to
would be
continue on I-464 south.
which would be possibly rosemary. She says she's had adverse reactions to, because I'm like, do you have any allergies or anything? She like, no, I don't have any allergies. So then I sent her the list, and then she said she's had issues with rosemary before, and it caused the same type of whatever. So I'm thinking like, hello, that's an allergy. And she said she don't have. She's still saying she don't have any allergies. So I had to, break it down to her real quick. Is there anything that you have had adverse reactions to, which would actually be an allergic reaction, in my opinion? Sometimes swelling, sometimes a rash, itching, redness. You know what I mean? Be like, yeah, ma'am, you have an allergy to rosemary if that is the culprit. So she comes back on the 31st, and what we're going to do is eliminate that product that contains the rosemary. Now, she still has the same issue. I'm going to chalk it up as I am not the stylist for you. Because I don't like, I don't even think rosemary was the other lady's issue. I think that her hair just liked that product better than the other one. But this one, I can't remember if she came before I started using the other one, and I assumed she did, so I used that one. So I may have just repeated the same thing the last time and not realized I didn't try the new one on her yet. So that's where we're at. I'm going out. Don't go nowhere, V. Okay. I don't know why my GPS keeps wanting to pop out. Exit 1B. Yeah, I don't know why it keeps wanting to pop out. So that's where I'm at with that situation at the shop. And then me and the bonus baby went out to eat. I shouldn't have did that because that was like $80 I could have kept, even though I only spent 30 actually. I gotta stop asking for less than what I need. Oh, just give me 50, knowing that bill was gonna be more than $50. So, hey, realist, I was about to say real one. Yeah, so we went out to eat, and I don't know. Back to regularly scheduled programs. We are back being besties that get into it all the time. She thinks she know everything. I was like, boy, you are the smartest 10-year-old on earth. It's so funny. You would think she lived a life already. Done been through puberty, high school, and college. So my life is full of fun. I can tell you that much. Oh, the baby back. My 3-year-old, he back today, so that was cool. That's my little best friend. That's what I be calling him. I'm like, hey, best friend, you my best friend? He be like, yes. So that's my
In
best.
2 miles, take exit 1B for I-64, US 17 towards Suffolk, Richmond.
So this just takes me to the regular highway. It's just a little roundabout way. So it's really like, I say 4 minutes shave off my trip from where I live now. 4 to 5 minutes. That's not that bad. I think the only thing that's going to scare me is when I come back home and have to go through like the downtown Norfolk area. It's just so, it's like a lot of shipyards and it looks so bright. It's just scary to me. It be looking, I don't know how to explain it, but it be scary to me. Yeah. But I went to church yesterday morning, and man, now that was a funny moment because the night before she asked me like, are we going to church? And I'm like, I don't know. And she was like, please, can we not go? I said, no, I don't know yet. So when I got up in enough time, I said, oh yeah. So I went in there like, all right, get ready, get dressed. No. I'm like, yes, I don't want want to go to your church. I'm like, well, I told you if you wanted to go to church with your grandma, you need to be over there, before now. So she was in a hissy, but we made it, and it was cool. It was good. We had a guest speaker because our pastor had to speak at an event or whatever. And I know sometimes I'll be like kind of biased. So I try to be the mature. I try to be the mature believer, and know that when our leader
In a quarter mile, take
is
exit
away,
1B for
he's going to
I-60
hands
towards
of
Summit,
someone
Richmond.
who is thoroughly equipped, who is uh, just as anointed, if not more. I ain't gonna say, but you know what I'm saying. He gonna make sure we in good hands. So,
Take exit 1B.
I learned that back in this church I used to go to, because every the night he wasn't speaking, people wouldn't come to church. And he would tell us all the time, like, just make sure y'all still come and get the word. It's not about me. And it wasn't that it was about him. You be used to who you used to, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna lie, when I got there and I saw he wasn't there, I was like, man, the day I picked the return. Here we go, Pastor Jeff, but I'll be there next week, because I'm not trying to get in the practice of not only, I don't know how I'm gonna do it Sunday, but we going. Usually I stay off when the baby is with us, but he going to church too. He like church. When I watch it on TV, he be like, church. So anyway, the message he was talking about to people who don't add to your now or your next, and that really, really, that resonated with me, because I think a lot of times people are somewhat people pleasers, which I'm not, but sometimes we can fall into that category of being too kind, you know what I'm saying, being people pleasers, and maybe dumbing down unaware what God has placed on us. There's things in life that you're gonna have to do regardless of people, and we should never be attached to any person who tries to stifle that. See what I'm saying? Should never be attached to a person who tries to steal your joy, steal your peace, that tries to minimize or diminish your calling. And that's usually what happens when we are people pleasing, because we're busy doing everything what everybody else wants us to do, and not tending to what it is that God wants us to do. So I try to stay out of that space of people pleasing. I'm nice and kind. I'm kind as they come. On purpose now. But I can't let anybody steer me away from what I'm called to do, because at the end of the day, they can't do what God has called me to do for me. And obviously, if they're worried about themselves instead of me being in the right position, then it's a distraction. It's something sent to sabotage your walk. And we don't want to, basically, I would call it self-sabotaging, because you allow someone to come in and, cause you to feel maybe less than, cause you to believe that you ain't got to do all that to do X, Y, and Z. Some people may have to do way more than some others in their journey. How everybody's convictions are different as far as what they do and don't do. I believe that when we people please, they'll begin to put their convictions on us, and then those will be the people that begin to call you the holy holy rollers, and stupid ignorant stuff like that. Oh, you a Bible thumper. Oh, you trying to be blah 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 with God, but you act like this. Those people. That irritates my whole entire life. Okay, that person that's watching you to do what they think is called a mess up. So if you say shit, now you're the devil. Right? shit probably mean French fry in another country. Who cares? As long as someone is doing what God would want them to do, it ain't none of anyone else's business, you know? And you look good and goofy being that person. I just think that in this world we have less time than we think. You know, I don't wanna I don't want to wake up one day and be like, damn, I wasted a whole bunch of years doing absolutely nothing. I can't. I can't, you know. I mean, living life alone requires more than that, you know. Making sure you get out and do things with your family, making sure that you're instilling values and morals and things into your children, your grandchildren if you have them. Be an example. People will quickly say, I ain't a role model, or they ain't my responsibility. But you're your responsibility. Your responsibility is to walk as upright as you can, to be an example of goodness for people that see. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're the only example a person is going to get. If you're your child's only example by any, for any given reason, if you're their only example, what example are you presenting before them today, if you think about it, When your children, when you're gone away from your children, what would they remember that you have instilled in them based off of your examples? What will their character be like if they were to mimic you based off your examples? I used to be one of them people that thought, like, okay, that's their business over there. But if we're not being a great example, we leave the door open for that one thing to come in and say, here you are doing XYZ, but then over here is, what was I going to say? Listen, every thought just dropped my brain just then. Wait. How you gonna mess up my flow? Whatever messed up my flow. I was saying I used to be a person that didn't want to be an example, but like I said, we all have I don't know what the hell I was about to say, but we all have a purpose, and I believe that part of our purpose is to set good examples before those we come in contact with. Even the people you don't know, even the people that see you on the internet, even the people that you come by in church, the grocery store, school, work. I think a lot of times people don't enjoy their job. You ever see a person that always be like, oh God, I hate my job, but they ain't making a change in the job because maybe they don't want to take a pay cut, or whatever the case may be. Ain't nothing else available. But perhaps you don't enjoy your job because you're trying to do something you're not supposed to do at that job, or maybe you're not doing something you're supposed to do. Sometimes when we're on a job and we have that nagging feeling that we don't like that job, or oh my God, my coworkers, blah blah blah, you might be pissing on your assignment. Maybe if you were more kind to that one coworker that you don't realize that they're in a situation at home and it causes them to act a certain way, and maybe they need a little compassion, a little kindness, even if they're abrasive to it at first. But how do you know that your job isn't to instill that in that person in that moment, and that's connected to your promotion in that company, that's connected to that raise that you think you deserve? We want something all the time for nothing.
Use the left 2 lanes to take the ramp to
But what if
north.
God's promotion requires us to be a certain way before his people? What if it requires, hey, Bola Bola, what if it requires us to be, turn the other cheek? People don't like saying that, oh, I ain't turn the other cheek.
Use the left 2 lanes to take the ramp to I-64
north. You turn the other cheek, you ain't supposed to let them slap you in the, that ain't what that means, buddy. That means you turn that cheek that operates in the natural and you give them the other cheek that operates in the spirit. That's what turning the other cheek means. It don't mean let somebody take advantage of you, run over you, treat you how they want to treat you. That's not what that means. That's why I always call myself her meekness. There is power in meekness. A lot of people think that's a weakness. It's actually a strength. The Bible says weak all should carry a level of meekness. And yeah, that means to ignore some shit sometimes. Excuse my French. Yes, that means to rise above some crap. I'm gonna go crap this time. Rise above some crap sometime. Even when it's hard, sometimes you gotta let people lay in their own
In half a
mess.
mile, keep left to stay on I-664 north.
After you've done all you can, you dust your feet off and keep on trucking. You don't become entangled with the mess. So I say we got to be careful of those things that come to get us in a snare and throw us off our purpose. You know, things that we allow to do those things. There's always going to be something. There's always going to be something. There's always going to be an adversity coming against you. I don't care if you live until 49 or 109. There's always going to be an adversity present. An adversary, not adversity. An adversary. Always. We live in a world of good and evil, you know. It's just how do you handle what's not good? How do you handle demons according to the word? You know, sometimes things get turned up in your life. Sometimes you got to pray and fast. Sometimes when things ain't going right in your life, sometimes you got to pray and fast. Especially when you've done everything and you don't know what's wrong. Why does this keep happening and all that good stuff? Hey, Gary, bust it down, bro. Bust it down, bro.
In 2 miles, take exit 11A for Virginia 337 West, Portsmouth Boulevard.
Gary talks about that all the time. Pray and fast. And sometimes we got to pray and fast through some of these things. You know, when you want to really gutter drag somebody, stump a mud hole in them, sometimes you're going to have to pray and fast through that thing before you get a charge. Sometimes you're going to have to pray and fast through a thing before you put your own character aside to stoop down purposely in space. We got to be more mindful of these things. We have to be more mindful of how the adversary operates. It's always going to be somebody that don't like you. Who cares? Look how many people didn't like Jesus. There's always going to be somebody that's trying to make you seem like something you're not, or going to try to attack your character, or try to measure your morality against theirs, you know. Well, they do this, so, but no, I don't care what I do. It ain't none of your business. You can't compare me to you like I can't compare, you know, vice versa. I can't compare myself to you. And I'm not, you know what I mean? Comparison is a whole spirit in itself. When we begin to look at ourselves and then look at others and start to weigh ourselves up against what somebody else is doing and what's not happening for us, that means you're off your square. If you're looking to someone else to see where they are versus you and feeling like, dang, they here and I'm here, why they there, all that stuff is of the devil, honey.
Take exit 11A.
Comparison will kill all your dreams. Because instead of trying to ask God who you are, who you're supposed to be, how you're supposed to be moving, what happens, you'll be enthralled with the enemy, sitting there looking at Nancy over there talking about, she don't even make as much money as me. How she get that car? Like that would be like me and my mentor. We both been in the same industry for the same length of time. That would be like me looking at her and saying, wait, well, she's a millionaire. We've been doing hair the same time. Why is it that, well, God blessed her to be a millionaire first. That's the gist of it. But then I have to also look at it like this. Her walk ain't mine. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if to be a millionaire is in my destiny, but I know that God sustains and takes care of me, that I'm fine no matter what, that I still manage to have the things that I enjoy. I still manage to go to places that I would love to go. It only gets better with obedience and patience, you know. And I also know that she's put in a whole hell of a lot more work than I have on the other side of the industry. So it's a no-brainer. I'm not going to sit there and beat myself up and compare myself to her when I know I haven't done the things she's done. Because her walk ain't my walk. Her walk ain't my walk, you know. Now, is it inspiration, encouragement? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah. I love to leave six figures. Well, I probably got to get the six figures first to leave it, but I'll go ahead and talk in the future tense of I'm already there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing bad, but I ain't six figures. I probably was six figures when I was
In a quarter
25, for
mile,
real, for
turn
real.
left onto
Just
Jolliffe
didn't know
Landing
what the
Parkway.
heck to do with money. Ooh, wait, if I had it like I did now, boy. Oh yeah, I'll be a millionaire for real. Probably have a couple houses I'm renting out and all types of stuff.
At the
But
light,
I was
turn
young and
left onto
dumb.
Jolliffe Landing Parkway.
But anyway, yeah, like I said in church, he was just talking about, he was like, dang, what did he say? Criticism doesn't become a crisis until you give in to the criticism. A lot of people give in to the criticism. Now they're moving in a sense of crisis. Like, oh my God, everything's against me, because they were listening to what people said about them, what people thought about them. Who cares? I know I don't. We'll keep you free as well. Absolutely, Gary. Yeah, man. We just have to be more focused, as we look at everything going around. People will say, oh Lord, all this stuff with B Diddy, it's a distraction. It's a distraction. Okay, well, if it's a distraction, what is it distracting us from? Did you miss it? Since you recognize the distraction, did you miss the distraction? We can call a thing out, but then we don't go and look for the actual thing that we're saying is happening. If there's a distraction going on, then you need to be focused on what we're being distracted from. You know, I don't believe he's a distraction. I believe he's a product of, how everybody keep on saying it's the year of exposure. It's the year of exposure. It, Exposure is ongoing. Everybody's time comes at some point, even ours. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's a year of exposure. I think it's every year at any given moment there's exposure to come if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You know, and what happens is a lot of times when a person is exposed, they've been operating outside of God's will. They've been doing things that please the devil and not God and getting away with it.
In
You know,
800 feet, keep right.
I always say the devil will take you real high and
Keep
drop
right.
you quick. He'll drop you quick. Why? Because he don't have control of your life. God does.
In 600 feet,
So I don't
slight
know.
left.
Maybe he don't drop you. Maybe God just snatch you back down to reality.
In 50 feet at the traffic circle, take
There's
the first
nothing we can
exit.
do to expose each other. God exposes. So when God exposes, no matter what you do, they
In a
won't give
quarter
you a
mile,
bail.
make a
No matter
U-turn.
what you do, those accusations going to keep coming. Because when God starts exposing, that means he done told you time and time again, and he done with it. Now he mean business, so everybody about to see. That's why we end up seeing exposure. These people that we see exposure from, they've had several warnings. Trust me. There's always someone's gonna come. Hey man, I think you should probably be slowing down with that. Hey man, I don't know if we should be doing it. You always get that warning before destruction. You always get that warning before destruction. So, yeah, that's when exposure comes, when you ignore those warnings. I try not to ignore warnings. I get warnings. I don't know about y'all, but, it might not be major, but, yeah. Yeah, I get warnings. Is there a parking spot down here? Or do I gotta wait till they start pulling out for lunch? Yeah, I probably gotta wait. Is that a spot? Nope. I thought I was just that lucky. I thought I was really lucky. Yeah, man, I don't know. this world. I'm gonna read y'all comments as soon as I can find a
Take the
parking
next
spot.
right, then your destination will be
I'm
on
gonna
the
have to go
left.
in the back and sit and chill for a minute till some people roll out and I can steal me a busy.
Your destination is on the
I
left.
need to quit trying to talk like I'm hip. Man, I went to sleep. I took a nap and I feel sleepy. Yes, I do. And I'm gonna back in over here and just wait. Wait until some people pull out. I don't understand how people leave for lunch at Amazon because it ain't no time. I know you see me coming. And my car's going haywire. The tire thing going up and down. And as soon as it start getting cool at night, my tire pressure start acting stupid. To the folk that always say, "Oh, that's a distraction," my thing is always, what should we be focusing on exactly? See, if that's the case, everything is a distraction. See, I think a distraction is whatever you allow to be a distraction. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's distractions that come on a grander level, but we also have distractions in our life that hinder and stop us from seeing, having a clear vision of what it is we're dealing with or walking into or whatever the case may be. Some people are distracted by women. Some people are distracted by men. Some people are distracted by greed. Some people are distracted by minding other people's business. Some people are distracted by giving a damn when they shouldn't. I can't give energy to something that doesn't drive me, something that doesn't, I don't know. How can I explain it? I can't to something that doesn't put food on my table. I can't give my energy to something that makes me angry for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time we get mad for other people's personal problems. Yeah, they might say things about you, but that's a personal problem with them. They have to deal with. I really don't care. 9 times out of 10, whatever you say about me, I'm like, yep, you're right, and I'm gonna laugh because I don't give a dang. I can't fall into the space of caring too much. You know what I mean? I done I done had everything said about me, so it'll be real silly of me to care, right now. I don't even care. I don't care. You can say I got 32 mustaches in the morning, I'm laugh. I'm like, hell no, where did you get that from? Because I know who I am. You know what I mean? That's the most important thing is when you know who you are and what they say in church, when you know who you are and whose you are, can't nobody tell you otherwise. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody tell you otherwise. Shit, my hair thin as hell in the top. You think if you tell me, oh, she thin, she bald in the top, you know what I'm gonna say? So was my dad and my grandpa and my grandma and hereditary shit. What? I don't care. What I'm more concerned about is walking out my own soul salvation. You know what I'm saying? Like not landing in hell. So the moment I take a a moment to deal with your personal issues with me, your own um shortcomings or insecurities that you deal with and trying to put on me, the moment I stop to entertain that, I'm off. I'm missing something important in my life. That's a distraction I chose to pick up. I ain't trying to pick up those things. I really ain't. Like, for what, man? Like I said, I done lived life, a lot of life. What's up, Brooklyn in the house? No, I was kidding. Hey, Lewis, how are you? I done lived a great life. I done had a lot of fun. I'm still about to have some fun. I'm over 50 now, but that don't mean I'm gonna stop having fun. Shoot, I got more traveling to do. I got more goals to reach. I got more things to do in my life. But the things I've done, even the crazy stuff, the good stuff, the bad stuff, all that stuff. Hey, when I tell you I done lived a good life, I'm here. Ain't really nothing you can use against me in this moment. Like, nothing. Meek had the DUI and everything. Shit, I can tell you about DUI. Let me give you my testimony. I did not die. The car didn't survive. I went to jail. I had a whole bunch of fines. That crap is easy to get into and hard to get out of. Boom. Learn something. You know what I'm saying? Drunk and driving, start Ubering. Because it's going to cost you. I promise it's going to cost you. It costs a lot. I think I'm still paying for that mess today. And that was 2005. Still paying. Why? Because I can't get my Ohio driver's license back. You just coming out, ain't looking where you going, heifer. Sorry. That girl done gave me road rage. I just ain't never seen nothing like it. You just pull out. Just pull out, ain't looking where you going. It's the craziness for me. I hope I ain't got no adults walking behind this car. I'm gonna trust you gonna be in the sight of this camera. Somebody pulled out their spot and took the spot I was gonna take. But I'm good. This is close enough. Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate that. I received that wholeheartedly, Lewis. And guess what? God loves you too, and so do I. And ain't nothing you can do about it. Ain't that what we say? God loves you, and I do too. And I wish more people knew that. You know what I'm saying? God loves us. He loves us so much. Just imagine half the stuff we did in our lives coming up and things that he never ever cut us off. He never left us. I just told y'all I had a DUI. I had crashed into a dump truck. And I'm sitting here talking to y'all. You know how many people done crashed into a dump truck and not here to talk about it? My car wasn't real bad, but I've seen wrecks that had less damage and people didn't walk away. You know, when you survive some things, whether it's illness, accidents, things like that, that means you still have a purpose in life. God wants to use you for something. And if it's something that you're doing that you need to change to avoid those things, that's what he's trying to get you to do. That's what he's trying to get you to do. It's only us that give ourselves over to the enemy. We give ourselves over to the enemy. That would be like me. Okay, I've had a DUI before. That would be like me still going out every single weekend, getting plastered and jumping on the road, doing 150 miles an hour down the highway. One of them times it ain't going to be jail. You see what I'm saying? But some people don't even learn that small lesson. That's why I say, hey, if you are driving drunk right now, stop. Stop. Because, for one, we look too good to go to jail. If we ain't criminals, we look too good to go to jail. I know I do. I hate jail. Number two, it's gonna tap your pockets, okay? It's gonna touch your pockets, and it's gonna touch it. Yeah, it's gonna touch your pocket. It's gonna touch your time because they're gonna tell you to go take these classes. And then if you damage something, they gonna touch your pockets. Yeah, telling you what I know. Telling you what I know. But like I said, I've lived a life, and there's nothing anybody could take from my life that will make me feel less than, if they were to use it as a weapon against me. You can't use my life as a weapon. You can't use who I am as a weapon. How? Clearly, you don't know who I am. If you taking instances and moments in life and using it against me, or if you taking my outer appearance and trying to use it against me, you clearly don't know me. You don't know about that fire I carry in my heart. You don't know about that passion. You don't know about that desire to always do what I'm supposed to be doing to the best of my ability. So for me to stop all of that to worry about them, whoever them might be, you can put yourself in a situation. It's a waste of time and energy, honey. There's always going to be somebody. Always. People aren't gonna. Some people just weak like that. Some people just weak. Some people haven't tapped in. They don't have to be that weak, but they don't. They haven't tapped in. They're still probably a product of what they're trying to inflict upon you. We say it all the time. Hurt people hurt people. Duh. Duh. If the only thing you can do is wake up in the morning and try to hurt somebody, you ain't living, sweetie. You ain't living, homie. What can I do today to cause havoc on people's lives? What? What? But why? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that, man? Life is so much easier than we make it. Yeah, stuff be coming at us and it be like, oh my God, it hit you. It hit you in the gut sometimes. But at the end of the day, every time something hits you in the gut, tell about it or you survive through it, that lets you know life is not that hard. It's just a part of life to have ups and downs, to have things that go opposite of what we thought. And it could be a result of we made a mistake and missed something, but it could also just be part of our journey, something that's building our character, that's building our faith. If you've been, let's say you got a situation where your money been funny and you've been behind on an important bill and maybe you're late on it all the time and it's always a headache. But then that moment when you come out of that rearage or whatever it may be, and everything's smooth sailing, you ain't even thinking about it no more. And let's say you fall behind again. Nobody thinks about when you came out the last time. So if I came out one time, I'll come out again. We don't think about those things. We focus on absolutely what's wrong. Oh my God. I learned not to panic like that because I would always panic and then I would get frustrated. Those are things that go against your belief. It hinders your faith. But I would panic and then I would get frustrated because I felt like God is mad at me because I'm sitting here panicking when I know He gonna come through for me. You know what I'm saying? And they say He always come when He might not come when you want Him to, but He always comes on time. It's a hard thing waiting to that on time because we don't know His. So I would get frustrated because I was panicking. Or I'd be frustrated because I was frustrated because I should be living in peace knowing that God's going to provide. I tell people God will provide. But then when it's on me, it's like, oh my God, ooh, what can I do? Maybe if I get out here and drive DoorDash and turn a couple corners, I can make a few extra dollars. And I'm going crazy only to have something to fall in my lap. I might get a hair appointment that's worth what I need to pay, or maybe more than I need to pay. It's always, we always end up with a ram in the bush when we practice trust and patience, and we are willing to be obedient. You know, you have to have patience because things usually just work themselves out, but we are the ones who make it bigger than what it is. We're the ones that add to our situation. We're the ones that make it, uh, you know, one of them things was like, oh my goodness, oh, Oh, thank you, Veronica. Just, we got to stop caring so much about them. We got to stop worrying about what we might not can see today. We can't say we have faith and then worry about what we don't see, because that's what faith is all about. It's about what we don't see. It's about what we don't see. So I don't know. Yeah, I think that's most of my rant. I watched one of my little cousins. She sent me a clip of her. She spoke at church for the first time, and she sent me a clip of her sermon. And I was just sitting there like the proud big cousin. I was the proud big cousin. I can't wait to get my lashes back. I was the proud big cousin just sitting there like, I went through all these different, like the last couple of days kind of emotional for me. I was thinking like, man, I wish my mom could have seen her niece. I thought about that. And then I thought like, out of all my grandmama's kids, she up there, you know. And I would say first, because I don't think I'm gonna I don't think I'm the one that's gonna be on the stage at church. I really don't. But I do see myself before people. I really do. I don't know when it's gonna happen. It might be in church, but I know it's coming because I just know. I just know. I know my calling, and I don't run from it. But I know that that moment is gonna come. It's gonna come. But it was cool, and I was talking to her after it. I told her it was a good message and I was proud of her. And she was saying, she heard God's voice at the tender age of 11. And I'm like, what? I was like, well, what did he say? I wanted to know for real. And she said she was sitting at the table with my grandma, and she said she heard a voice and it said, you're gonna preach my word. You're gonna share my word with people. And she said she looking around like, what? And she said, Mama, I'ma share God's word. And she said, mm-hmm. She said, mm-hmm, like she wasn't surprised. I'm like, that's awesome. That makes me a little bit emotional, because like that's my mom's mom, and we didn't have that kind of connection. You know what I mean? We didn't have that connection. So even though it wasn't me, it's good to know that my grandma, maybe she did pray for me. When they say you had a praying grandmama, just to know that little bit, maybe she did pray for me. And she was the best grandma. She knew how to be to me. That cousin just got a little more favor from grandma. They got cars and everything else. Look, real rats. But yeah. Ooh, that touched me somewhere I wasn't expecting. But and then I had moments where I was watching TikTok. Yeah, this before I get out of there. And I was watching this guy. He had like this timeline going of everything he was doing to prepare to propose to his girl. And he was like getting this duplex together that he had. So when the weekend came for in-laws, they had a nice place to stay. And he went through all the preparations and the planning for the proposal and picking out the ring. He had them custom made and all this stuff. And it showed him showing the mother and the cousin, and they was just like in all of the ring. And then he came to a one where he was talking about how her father and her grandfather had passed away, and he got her this picture made with her dad and her grandfather on it. Now everybody knew how I feel about my daddy. I thought I was gonna have to wake my dude up because I could not stop crying. Like I was I was in the bed like crying so hard every time I stop. And I'm trying to do it quiet, and finally I'm just like, man, maybe I need some help. There's the little things like that though that I won't get to experience. You know what I'm saying? So, man, that touched everything in my whole soul is to see that man make that picture with her and her dad and all that stuff. I'm like, oh man, mm-mm. It was beautiful though. I love little love stories. You know what I mean? But that's the reality of it. I had to become okay with the fact that my parents won't see me get married. They won't see me. And I thank God for the example that they gave me because they were married, till forever, till death did them part, literally. So, I have a great example. Yeah, I came from a two-family home and I still was crazy. I was scared. People tend to think that kids in two-family homes don't do nothing, y'all. Yeah. My daddy was one of the most popular barbers in the city in Dayton. He gave so many people their first haircuts and things like that. Man, hey Shay. And he man, I couldn't really man, I would be on the scene of a lot of things my daddy would come home and tell me about. He would always hear about stuff going on in the streets, but it would be like, thank God, always missing me. The details were always missing me. It's funny, but yeah, man. I never forget he came home talking about my friend Jackie. Yeah, I heard Jackie was out shooting down at the Broster Hut. Da, 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 da. Like, yeah, I heard that too. Knowing good and damn well, I'm looking like, oh, Jackie got a gun. I done ran. Man, the gun, I start shooting. Man, when I tell you I had fun in life, it might have been some dumb, dangerous stuff sometimes, but I had fun. I got jumped twice. I ain't never have a fair fight, I promise you. Should I probably got jumped every time I got in a fight? Pretty much. They ain't like your girl. I had the little arch in my back, booty tooted out. My mama had us dressed to death. Oh, them hoes was jealous. No, I was kidding. I know people were jealous. I mean, people literally would say they didn't like me because I walk funny. I can't help it if God made me like this. I used to be crying like, I didn't even walk like this on purpose. I had to get a tough skin quick. I got made fun of for having a little booty on me and it stuck out, like, oh, she poking everybody on purpose. Kids are cruel, and they continue to be. I think they even more cruel today, but yeah. They tried to bully me about my body. Damn. I can't help it if I got it from my mama. I done had a good life. Man, I created whole boosters. I used to go out and steal for a thrill. Not because I have a pocket full of money, go out and steal a bunch of clothes. Hey, I want to keep my money. Then other people, man, that I used to hang with, I got caught. Nah, that was the end of it for me. I'm like, yeah, that's over. But other people that have out with me, man, they became full blown boosters. So that's why I know I have the power of influence because I took people who wasn't stealing to steal and they became great thieves, okay? Went to prison and everything. Could have been me, but it wasn't. Hey, that happened to me from a family full of Mexicans. And me and one sisters was walking back from the store and the girl pulled up on me. And we was like, well, let's run. So we split up and I figured I'm gonna go on my daddy's friend's porch, and that's what I did. But he ain't open the door, so I had to turn around and start boxing with like three. Yeah, man, I had one by the boob and one by the lip. I ain't go down without a fight, but they fight me over a dude. Man, he went and found each one of them. But what they didn't count on, that underestimation they had, was they didn't count on all the rest of them 7 brothers and sisters of the friend running around the corner. They ain't know about them coming. Chico, Cutter, Lizzie. No, Lizzie was with me. Angel. They ain't know all them was coming. Oh, they was getting somewhere. Yeah. Like I said, I done had life. That man didn't open the door for me. I had to fight 3 bras on the porch. I was proud of myself though, cause I held my own. Like, yeah, I think one of them was kind of scared to come on the porch. Boy, I'm telling you, I remember like it ain't nothing. I had a lip and a boob. Kicking. Get up off me. Get up off me. I remember I was with this one girl. She was at the bus stop when the bus came home. I was like, oh God, I was a die. Every day I was carrying a can of hairspray in my pocket just so I could spray her. And I got off the bus. They're like, what you doing down here, Denise? She like, I don't know. I guess it's going to be a fight. They're like, Jamaica, what she doing down here? I'm like, I just turned around and hear her like, man, bump it. She about to beat me up anyway. She beat up the whole neighborhood. I was distraught that that girl wanted to fight me. But yeah, she didn't get me like she thought. Took for her friends to grab my hair and all that. Then my mama came flying down the street like Batwoman with that stove handle, slid it from under her arm. Like, I fight kids, motherfuckers. Oh, mom was crazy. Yes, the Aquanet girl. I was going to spray her. I had on boots up to my knee. Man, I had some funny fights though. Real funny. Super funny. I don't fight now. My last fight was at the age of 38, and I was pissed. You hear me? I was so mad. I was on the police like, I've been attacked. I'm scared for my life. I'm falling up. I put a restraining order on that bride. I took it to court. I had a whole, man, please don't play with me. That's just the FYI. If I got to fight you today, you are going to pay me. I'm going to fight you back, but you're going to pay. I promise you're going to pay. And don't live in the same city. Because I'm going to get a restraining order. I'm going to follow you everywhere you go. Mm-hmm. Sure am. So you have to leave. Exactly. That's why I said I ain't got that much energy no more. I'm going to lose because I can't move like I used to, and I ain't trying to. If I got to fight you, you're going to jail. Bye. I'm going to defend myself, but you're going to jail. But, yeah, y'all, I got to go get in here and get tapped in so I can get out to work. So don't be trying to put me on this truck and I have to go home and lose a point because I'm not working on nobody's truck. I ain't been trained in that area. So, I don't know. I appreciate you guys, and I got to get up out of here. I done talked to my very last minute, and I will see you guys next time. Later. Bye. Love y'all.